Chapter 20.
Hey, I have a stupid question, Marco said. What? Jake asked. Marco jerked his thumb toward the Andalite, Axe. How do we get him out of here? Jake looked blank. Axe? I don't suppose you can swim? Swim really well, I mean. We're a long, long way from land.
I would not swim in this body. I would morph a sea creature.
Like what? Marco asked bluntly. We have to travel far and fast.
I have acquired a creature from this ocean. It was a large creature who swam close one day. I stunned him and acquired him. I thought he would be useful if I was to escape.
What kind of animal? What did he... I stopped suddenly. I'd felt something. A shadow. I looked up. Through the air of the dome. Through the clear dome itself. And up through the water. It was on the surface. A cigar-shaped shadow riding the surface of the sea. That's a ship, I said. Up there. I think it stopped. Let's get out of here. Now, Jake snapped. We ran for the hatch. The sound echoed through the dome. Sonar, Marco hissed. How do you know? Rachel asked. Didn't you ever see The Hunt for Red October? Great movie. Now let's leave. They found us. We crammed inside the small hatch enclosure, the four of us and Axe. Morph! Jake yelled. I had already started. I could feel the dolphin features emerging. My friends were beginning to mutate. Water rushed into the chamber, swirling up around our legs. Axe was changing too. It almost broke my concentration watching him. In their normal forms, Andalites are strange enough. When they morph, it is totally bizarre. Instead of 2 legs shriveling and disappearing, it was 4. And then there were the stalk eyes, and the tail, which lost its scythe blade, but split into a new kind of tail, with a long, raked vertical blade and a shorter lower blade. The water swept up to my neck, but by that point, I was more dolphin than human. The explosion shuddered through the dome. It rattled my teeth. I felt like my eardrums would explode.
Yerks,
Axe said. He said the word in our heads, the way his brother had, with hatred and rage so deep it was impossible to comprehend it. A second explosion. Suddenly, the exterior door opened, and we swam out in a rush. 4 dolphins and 1 shark! I'd been distracted by the explosions. Axe had morphed a shark.
Oh, good choice, Axe,
Marco said.
You morphed a shark? Is it wrong?
The Andalite wondered.
Your species and ours are mortal enemies,
I explained.
Oh, I have a lot to learn about Earth. Here's the first lesson. Let's get out of here,
Marco screamed. I soared up through the water, angling toward the distant surface. But as I rose, I looked behind me. There were 2 jagged holes in the dome. Water was gushing in like Niagara Falls. As I watched, a 3rd dark cylinder was falling slowly from the surface. Even if I had seen enough submarine movies to know it was a depth charge.
What hosts have these yerks used?
Axe demanded urgently.
Hosts? You mean bodies? Controllers? They use Hork-Bajir and humans,
I answered.
Hork-Bajir do not swim,
Axe said.
We may be safe. The yerks know little of deep waters. They have no oceans on their world, only shallow pools. Good,
Jake said.
All they've had here are Hork-Bajir, and Taxons, of course. Taxons? Yes. Is that a problem?
We were near the surface now, just a dozen feet from the bright barrier of sea and sky. Just then, a larger, darker shadow swept over us. A shadow that was dark inside of dark. A shadow that touched your soul. It skimmed just above the surface of the water. It was shaped like a long battle axe. Twin semicircular blades at the back. A long diamond-headed point at the front. The blade ship of Visser 3. Something was falling from it as it passed over us. There were a dozen splashes. I rolled over to get a better look. What I saw made my flesh crawl. Taxons. In the water. Coming toward us.
Those nasty worms can swim?
Marco yelled. But the answer was obvious. The Taxons, 10-foot-long centipedes bristling with dozens of pairs of sharp needle legs, were racing after us. And they were very fast in the water. Very fast. From this angle, we couldn't see the several red jelly eyes, but we could see the circular mouth at the top of each vile body. I had seen Taxon straining to catch bits of Prince Elfangor as Visser 3 devoured him. I had seen Taxons, on orders from Visser 3, devour one of their own.
Tell me,
Axe said.
I have the feeling that this body I am in might be able to fight. Is this true?
I grinned inwardly.
Yes, Axe. Sharks can fight. Then, Prince Jake, shall we deal with these Taxon scum? Don't call me Prince,
Jake said.
And the answer is yes. Let's go kick some Taxon butt.